My name is Evelyn Carter, and my life forever changed on a cold January morning when I found myself face to face with Jesus. I know what you might be thinking: another fantastical story, another claim that challenges the bounds of reality. But trust me, I've had the same doubts about experiences like the one I'm about to recount. Before this moment, I would have described myself as a woman of science, someone who worked as a cardiac nurse and believed in logic, evidence, and tangible truths. While I was culturally Christian, I had never fully embraced a personal relationship with Jesus or deeply considered the spiritual mysteries of life and death. But all of that changed during what should have been a routine surgery. January 17, 2024, was supposed to be a straightforward day. My life, up until that point, had revolved around predictable routines. I was a nurse, a wife, and a mother, balancing work and family with an almost mechanical precision. That morning, I arrived at the hospital for what was described as a minor procedure, the removal of a fibroid. My doctor assured me there was nothing unusual or risky about the surgery. "You'll be back on your feet in no time," he had said with a smile. I trusted him, of course. After all, I had worked alongside surgeons for years, witnessing countless successful procedures. But there was a nagging sensation I couldn't quite shake that morning. Perhaps it was my husband, David, whose forehead creased with unspoken worry as he kissed me goodbye in the pre-op room. Or maybe it was the unusual stillness I felt in my heart, as if my soul already knew something extraordinary was about to happen. As the nurses prepared me for surgery, I stared at the fluorescent lights above, trying to calm the unease that bubbled in my chest. "Just nerves," I told myself. The anesthesiologist's gentle voice pulled me out of my thoughts. "All right, Evelyn, count backward from 10 for me," he said warmly. I smiled weakly and began to count. 10, 9, 8. I never made it to 7. Unbeknownst to me, those would be my last conscious moments in the earthly realm, for what awaited me was a journey beyond life, one that would forever change my understanding of who I was, why I was here, and the love that Jesus holds for us all. When I opened my eyes, I expected to be waking up in the recovery room, groggy but alive. Instead, I found myself hovering above the operating table, my consciousness unmoored from my physical body. The sensation was both surreal and oddly familiar, as if I had always known this part of existence but had somehow forgotten it while living on Earth. I looked down and saw the surgical team moving frantically. The heart monitor blared an ominous tone, its sharp, repetitive beep replaced by a single continuous drone. My lifeless body lay still, pale under the harsh surgical lights. I recognized myself immediately, yet I felt no attachment to the form below. Instead, I was overcome by an indescribable calm, a peace so profound it silenced every trace of fear or confusion. The room buzzed with energy, but I was an observer, detached from the urgency around me. I noticed details with startling clarity: the beads of sweat on the surgeon's forehead, the tremor in the anesthesiologist's hand, the tear rolling down a nurse's cheek. Yet none of it seemed to matter in the grand scheme of what was happening to me. Then, my attention shifted. A light appeared in the distance, faint at first but growing stronger with each passing moment. It was unlike any light I had ever seen, not blinding, but warm and inviting, radiating a love that I could feel in every part of my being. I felt myself being drawn toward it, not by force but by a gentle, irresistible pull. The closer I came, the more the room below faded away, its sounds and chaos replaced by a silence that vibrated with peace. At that moment, I knew I had died. And yet, I had never felt so alive. As I drifted closer to the light, I noticed something remarkable. I was no longer alone. Surrounding me were beings of radiant beauty, their forms shimmering with an otherworldly glow. These weren't people as I knew them, yet they exuded a familiarity that touched my heart deeply. Their presence radiated warmth, acceptance, and unconditional love. One of these beings stepped forward, its light intensifying as it communicated with me, not through words, but through a deep, instantaneous knowing. "Evelyn," it conveyed, "you are welcome here. You've been called to see what lies beyond." Though I hadn't yet reached the source of the light, I already felt transformed. The being's words, or rather the essence of them, carried a reassurance that I was safe and deeply loved. It was then that I noticed two figures standing slightly apart from the others. My breath, or whatever equivalent I had in this ethereal form, caught. It was my grandmother Lydia, who had passed away over a decade earlier, and beside her stood a dear childhood friend, Clara, whom I had lost to a car accident in our teens. They appeared vibrant and radiant, their expressions filled with joy. Lydia's arms stretched toward me, a gesture I had longed for since her passing. "Evelyn, my darling," she said, her voice resonating within my soul, "there is so much we wish to show you." Their presence felt like home, like a part of me that had been missing was suddenly restored. They guided me closer to the light, where the very air, or its divine equivalent, seemed to hum with love and purpose. As I neared the source, I knew without a doubt, this wasn't just light. It was Jesus. The love and presence radiating from it confirmed what my heart had always hoped but my mind had often doubted. As I approached the source of the radiant light, it began to take shape, not in a way my earthly eyes would recognize, but in a form my soul instantly understood. Jesus stood before me, not as the figure depicted in paintings or stories, but as an embodiment of infinite love and power. His presence was overwhelming, yet deeply comforting, as though every fiber of my being had always longed to return to this moment. His face, if it could be called that, glowed with a light that seemed alive, pulsating with compassion and wisdom. Though I couldn't see him with physical clarity, I knew without question that it was Jesus. His love wasn't simply something he offered, it was who he was. Being in his presence felt like being immersed in an ocean of love, forgiveness, and acceptance. "Evelyn," he said, though not with words. His voice resonated through every part of me, filling me with a joy I couldn't contain. "You have come home to me, if only for a moment." I fell to what I can only describe as my knees, overcome by the sheer majesty of him. My soul wanted to weep for joy and gratitude. "Jesus," I responded, "how am I worthy to be here with you?" He smiled, not with his mouth, but with his entire presence. "You are worthy because I created you with love and purpose. All are worthy of this love, for it was given freely from the beginning." In that instant, every doubt I had ever carried about my value, my mistakes, or my purpose dissolved. His love enveloped me, not as a passive acceptance but as an active force that seemed to heal every scar my soul had ever carried. "Come," he said, extending his radiant presence toward me. "There is much to see, much to understand." Jesus guided me into what can only be described as the heart of creation. It wasn't a physical space, yet it felt boundless, vibrant, and alive. Colors beyond earthly comprehension shimmered and shifted, and the air, or the divine equivalent, buzzed with a symphony of energy and love. Every part of this realm seemed to pulse with purpose, beauty, and intention. "This," Jesus said, "is where it all begins." Before me, an intricate display unfolded. It was as if the universe had peeled back its layers, revealing the divine mechanics behind existence. I saw what I can only describe as the crafting of souls. Each one began as a radiant spark of light, but the process was far from simple. Jesus showed me how each soul was carefully formed, woven from the essence of his love and attributes, compassion, wisdom, creativity, and joy, among countless others. "Every soul is unique," he explained. "No two are alike, for each carries a distinct purpose and path." I watched in awe as souls were imbued with what seemed like a divine blueprint. This wasn't just a vague plan, it was a detailed design, encompassing the strengths, challenges, and experiences that would shape their journey through existence. But the most astonishing part was how personal the process was. Jesus poured his love and intention into each soul as though it were the only one in creation. Angels, or beings of light that assisted him, worked alongside, their movements graceful and reverent. I could feel the love and care in every detail, as if Jesus himself was composing a masterpiece. Each soul, he said, is a reflection of my love and carries within it the potential for growth, understanding, and a deeper union with me. The process was not just about creation, but also about connection. Every soul, no matter its path, was a part of him, destined to experience, learn, and ultimately return to his love. As Jesus guided me through this divine space of creation, a profound truth became clear. Every soul was crafted not just with love, but with intention. I noticed that alongside the light of each soul's unique qualities, there were threads of shadow, difficulties, challenges, and struggles. These, Jesus explained, gesturing to the intricately woven strands, are not punishments. They are opportunities. Every challenge is a chance for the soul to grow, to deepen its understanding of love, and to come closer to me. The wisdom of this design astounded me. I saw how every struggle, no matter how painful or unfair it seemed in the physical world, had a purpose in the divine plan. It was as though life's trials were tools, chiseling away at the rough edges of a soul to reveal the brilliance of its true nature. Jesus showed me the lives of several souls. In one instance, I saw a young woman who faced immense poverty and hardship. Her life was fraught with loss and struggle, yet the threads of her journey glowed with potential. Through her challenges, she developed resilience, compassion, and an unshakable faith. In another, a man born into wealth and privilege seemed to have every advantage, yet his soul wrestled with pride and selfishness. His path included moments of humbling, opportunities for empathy, and lessons in selflessness. I began to understand that while life's struggles often feel random or cruel, they are part of a divine tapestry far more intricate and beautiful than we can perceive. Nothing is wasted, Jesus assured me. Even pain and loss serve a purpose, guiding souls closer to the fullness of love. He turned to me with a gaze that pierced my soul. Evelyn, remember this when you face your own trials. They are not evidence of my absence, but proof of my deep love for you. Through them, you are being refined, prepared for a greater understanding of your purpose and of me. As Jesus continued to reveal the mysteries of existence, I saw a stunning interplay between divine intention and human choice. It was like a cosmic dance, where every soul was given freedom to move, create, and decide its path. Free will, Jesus explained, is my greatest gift to humanity. It allows love to be genuine. For love that is forced is not love at all. I was shown how free will worked in the lives of individuals. Each soul carried its divine blueprint, a design filled with potential, but how that potential unfolded depended on the choices made during life. I saw people making decisions that aligned with love, creating harmony and growth. I also saw moments where fear, anger, or selfishness led to pain and separation. Yet, even in those moments, there was no condemnation from Jesus. He showed me the power of redemption. In one vision, I saw a man who had lived a life of greed and cruelty. At the end of his days, he faced regret and sorrow for the pain he caused. I watched as his soul cried out for forgiveness, and Jesus responded, not with judgment, but with open arms. My love is always available, he said. No one is beyond redemption if they choose it. Redemption wasn't just about asking for forgiveness, it was about transformation. I saw how this man's soul began to heal, as Jesus' love infused him with strength and a desire to make amends. Free will allows each soul to choose, Jesus said. But no matter how far one strays, the door to my love remains open. It is never too late to turn back to me. In that moment, I felt the profound mercy and patience of Jesus. His love was not conditional on perfection, but was ever present, waiting for every soul to embrace it. Jesus extended his hand, and as I accepted, we moved effortlessly into what felt like entirely new dimensions. These weren't places in the physical sense, but realms of existence that seemed to reflect the spiritual state of the souls within them. The first realm we entered radiated an indescribable beauty. The air itself shimmered with life, and vibrant landscapes stretched endlessly, alive with colors I had never seen on earth. Souls here were radiant, filled with joy and purpose. They interacted with one another in perfect harmony, their love for Jesus and for each other palpable. "These are the souls who have embraced my love fully," Jesus said. "They live in a state of unity with me, continually growing in joy and understanding." He then guided me to another realm, where the atmosphere was calmer, more subdued. The light here wasn't as intense, and the souls seemed introspective, engaged in learning and reflection. I watched as they revisited moments from their lives, seeking understanding and growth. "This is where many souls come to heal," Jesus explained. "They reflect on their choices and learn the lessons they were unable to grasp during their earthly lives. It is a place of great hope, for every soul here is on a path toward greater light." Finally, we approached a realm that felt heavy and dim. The air seemed thick, and the souls here moved as though burdened by unseen weights. Yet even in this place, I could feel Jesus' love permeating the atmosphere. "These are the lost ones," he said, his voice filled with sorrow. "They have turned away from my light, consumed by their own pain and fear. But even here, I am present. My love reaches them, offering redemption if they choose to accept it." Despite the weight of this realm, there was a glimmer of hope. Jesus' love was a constant force, waiting patiently for any soul to turn toward him. Each realm revealed a profound truth. The afterlife is not a final judgment, but a continuation of the soul's journey. It is shaped by choices, yet always guided by the unwavering love of Jesus. As Jesus led me through the realms, his voice resonated with a profound truth. At the heart of all creation, Evelyn, is love. It is the essence of who I am, and it is the purpose of every soul's journey. I was shown the power of love in action, both on earth and beyond. In one vision, I saw a woman who had been deeply wronged by a friend. Her pain was real, but instead of holding on to resentment, she chose forgiveness. The act seemed small at first, a mere release of anger, but its ripple effect was immense. The forgiveness not only freed her from bitterness, but also touched the heart of the one who had wronged her, igniting a transformation in them as well. "Love is not just a feeling," Jesus said. "It is an active choice, a force that heals, restores, and connects. Forgiveness is one of its highest expressions, for it mirrors my love for you." Another vision showed the opposite, a man who clung to his anger and pain. His refusal to forgive became a barrier, not only between himself and others, but also between his soul and the light. The heaviness of his heart clouded his path, making it harder for him to feel the love that was always available to him. Jesus turned to me, his gaze full of compassion. "Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongdoing," he said. "It is about releasing the burden of judgment and entrusting it to me. When you forgive, you allow my love to flow freely through you, healing not only yourself but those around you." I understood then that love and forgiveness are inseparable. To love as Jesus loves is to forgive, to let go of anger and pain, and to choose compassion and understanding. It is the key to spiritual growth and the path to eternal peace. As my journey with Jesus continued, I began to feel a shift. The radiant light and boundless love surrounding me were eternal, yet I sensed that my time in this divine realm was drawing to a close. Jesus turned to me, his presence as overwhelming as ever, yet now filled with a gentle urgency. "Evelyn," he said, "you have seen much, but there is still work for you to do. Your time here is not yet complete." I felt a pang of longing. How could I leave this place of perfect love and peace? How could I return to a world where pain, fear, and uncertainty were constant companions? Jesus seemed to understand my hesitation. "You are not returning alone," he assured me. "What you have experienced here will remain with you. It is a gift, not just for you but for others. Share the love, the truth, and the hope you have seen. He showed me glimpses of my life yet to come. I saw moments of joy, but also challenges. I saw opportunities to extend kindness, to forgive, and to lead others toward His light. Each moment was a choice, a chance to reflect the love I had experienced in His presence. Your purpose is not to be perfect, He said. It is to love as I love, to forgive as I forgive, and to remind others of the home that awaits them. As He spoke, I felt His light pour into me, filling me with a strength and peace I had never known. The longing to stay gave way to a deep sense of mission. With one final embrace of light and love, Jesus sent me back. I awoke in my earthly body, my heart forever changed. Though the world felt different, harsher and dimmer compared to where I had been, I carried the radiance of that heavenly love within me. I knew then that my life would never be the same. Every breath, every action, every word would be guided by the purpose Jesus had placed in my heart, to live in love and to point others toward the eternal hope that lies beyond. In the days and weeks following my return to earth, I found myself in a constant state of reflection. What I had seen, experienced, and felt in that divine realm with Jesus was so profoundly different from anything I had known on earth. It was more real, more tangible, more meaningful than anything I had experienced in my earthly existence. I often thought about the souls I had seen in the realms, those in the light, those in reflection, and even those in darkness, and what I had learned from them. The lesson that kept echoing in my mind was simple, yet powerful. We are all created in love, by love, and for love. This is the ultimate truth that Jesus showed me. We are not random accidents, nor are we mere physical bodies wandering through life. We are unique, divinely created beings with a purpose, a soul's purpose, to grow, to learn, and to contribute to the greater expression of love in the universe. And this, I believe, is a message humanity needs to hear more than ever. You are loved beyond measure. Your existence is purposeful, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem at times. The struggles you face, the challenges you endure, they are all part of your journey toward realizing the divine potential within you. Every experience you encounter, every relationship you form, is an opportunity for growth and learning. And above all, love is the key to unlocking the truth of who you are. Jesus showed me that even in our darkest moments, we are never alone. His love is always with us, always offering us a path back to Him. Even those who have strayed the farthest can find their way back, for there is no soul too lost to be found. His love is constant, unwavering, and eternal. It is not contingent on our actions, but on His grace and mercy. As I share my experience, I do not wish to convert anyone or convince them of the truth of what I saw. Rather, I simply hope to remind others of the love that surrounds them, even in times of doubt or fear. I want people to understand that no matter where they are in life, they are deeply loved by Jesus, and they have a purpose greater than themselves. Every soul is unique, every journey is significant, and every act of kindness, no matter how small, contributes to the greater good of humanity. Jesus is not distant or detached. He is close, personal, and intimately involved in the lives of every soul. We are all a part of His eternal love, and He is calling us to awaken to the truth of who we really are, beloved children of the Creator, destined for greatness, for growth, and for eternal joy. So if you ever feel lost, or if you struggle to understand the purpose of your life, know this: you are not alone. You are infinitely loved, and you are here for a reason. Allow yourself to step into that love, to let go of the fear, the anger, and the doubt, and embrace the truth that you are a part of something far greater than yourself. Let your life be a testament to the love and grace of Jesus, and know that your journey has meaning, both now and forever.